Blessings. Good morning, everyone. Blessings, blessings, and welcome. I am Tuesday May Thomas, and this is 4D Trinity, where we bridge fourth dimensional consciousness through the unity of mind, body, and spirit. I'm so very grateful to be with you here now, today, and always. Thank you, all of the new subscribers. I'm so very grateful. Every time, I swear, every time I go on to YouTube, I see there are more and more subscribers, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for joining this beautiful community. Thank you, everyone who shows up for these 4D Trinity live streams. And thank you, everyone, for just supporting, for liking, thumbs upping, commenting. I'm so very grateful. I'm so very grateful. So, extending a blessing to you and giving thanks for this absolutely beautiful, beautiful day. I welcome you. I welcome you. Today, our topic is self-fulfilling prophecy. Deep, right? I like to think about this in terms of looking around ourselves and seeing what abides around you. Just taking a moment to look around yourself wherever it is you are and realize that you have created everything that you see. Everything around you, the good, perhaps the not so good, the questionable, but we have created it. You have created it. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful we all are. We are constantly co-creating our reality, whether we are aware of it or not. Now, before we get into this topic, I see a few of you have hopped on and said hello, and I'm so very grateful. I'll dip into the comments here shortly, so thank you. If you're here, do hop on and put a little hello in the comment box. I appreciate that. And it lets the community know that there's others here tapping in, juicing in, plugging in. We can share this stream of consciousness together. I just wanted to say a little note about our live stream last week on grounding your energy. You know, sometimes when I'm done with these 4DTs and I reflect afterwards, I realize that there's a few tips that perhaps I forgot or that just weren't in my awareness to share. And you know, with grounding, one thing that came to my mind is stomping your feet on the earth, your bare feet. And sometimes if you can't get bare feet, just stomping your feet. I know for me, sometimes I've felt extremely ungrounded, extremely unplugged from my heart and from the Most High Divine, and perhaps filled with some anger or some emotional static. And when I've taken myself out to the park or to the rocks, to the earth, wherever it is that I'm guided to go, just naturally, I have had the impetus to just stomp my feet as a means to let go, to release. And we have our practice pulling the plugs from the soles of the feet, which I'll put both. Earlier, I'll put a link for our grounding 4DT. So if you want to stop by and catch that later, the rerun of that. And also I will put a link for our pulling the plugs from the soles of the feet meditation. But it's interesting because I think before I knew of the pulling the plugs from the soles of the feet meditation, at times of extreme just feeling stuckness, I would pound my feet on the floor, and sometimes with a little, getting out any frustration. And my goodness, how much better I felt. So I just wanted to, I wanted to let you in on that, and perhaps you've naturally done that yourself to gain a sense of grounding. Okay, so now that that is out of the way, self-fulfilling prophecy. Prophecy, we are predicting the future through the words that we share, through the thoughts that we think over our lives, about ourselves and about others. We are creating matrices, we are creating lattices, grids, labyrinths of information. And sometimes with a lot of detail, depending on how passionately we're feeling about something, even if it's something that we're fearful of, the more energy we put into it, right? We realize that the more life we give it, the more excitement we give those atoms to co-create a 3D reality in which then we can experience. So what is it that we have created? And if we look around ourselves into our current situations, we can see all of the thoughts that we've ever carried throughout our entire life, culminated in this one snapshot of your life in this moment, whatever it is, with your health, whatever it is in your body, about the body. Whatever it is about the home that you find yourself in now, you've created that. You've created those circumstances, right? Maybe you have more than one home. You've created that. All the stuff in the home or in the homes, you've created that too. Isn't that wild? Think about your car if you drive. You've created that. Whatever form of transportation it is, a bus pass, you've created that. You have allowed it. Think about your relationships with your friends, with your family. You've created that. You've co-created the circumstances as they reside now. Right? Think about your job or your work, your career, your school, all those avenues that you're moving down and through and to, right? Get to where you want to be. And perhaps you're already where you want to be and you're just fine with that. Well, you've created that too. We're constantly co-creating with the body of the universe through our thoughts, through our actions, through our deeds. And we know this to a fashion. We know this. And if this is new, here's the good news. You can create whatever you want. You can even take a circumstance that you might feel is a little limited or a lot limited now, whether it be in your health, your finances, your creative path, and you can begin to change that. Right? So even if you've had a subset of affirmations or of words or the ways that you've spoken over your life, you can change that into ways that truly align you with the power and the wisdom of your heart and start to co-create realities from the 4D realms, from the realms where there is less polarity residing, from the realms of where there is love and only love. You can do that. And we do that all the time when we do extend from our true authenticity, our integral sense of self-being. And when we do that, we are living our dharma. We are living the wisdom, the compassion, the divine intelligence that is actually beyond intelligence. It's beyond the mind because it is a wisdom of the heart. And when we do that, we are creating circumstances and situations that hold little or no karma, little or no lessons that we have to go through in order to allow ourselves to be free and sovereign in the situations that we know are true for us. So let's think about past experiences. When have you ever caught yourself saying things, making affirmations over your life about your body, your health, your finances, your love, whatever it might be, and recognized that an occurrence has happened because of that? Okay. What have you talked yourself into in life? Again, look at your surroundings. Feel into your surroundings. You have talked yourself into that. Whether it makes you happy or not so happy, right? On some level, conscious and even subconscious, there's a recording happening. And you know what we teach here? We teach that the truth resides in your subconscious, in your heart, and in your third eye. Your ability to fully align these is what allows you to live 4D consciousness. It allows you to live true, free, and sovereign from that space of your heart. But we also know that at the root in us, that subconscious holds those divine patterns of our true, authentic path and purpose in this life. Yet it is also the place that we pick up a lot of subconscious beliefs, right? From the world, from friends, from family, just all the information from the status quo, the media, from the grids that we can either take on and believe is the truth or not. And often there's a set of those subconscious belief patterns that we keep bumping into, even as we affirm the most high for ourselves. And that's where we get to do the work of rewriting those patterns, of being conscious, of going from unconscious to conscious, and realizing how we are co-creating indeed our reality. So what have you brought to life with your word? You know, I know that my eyesight has changed in the last year and a half or so. And it really switched like overnight. One day I was doing work at the computer, and like it seemed like the next day I was having issues seeing the computer with my glasses. My eyesight just completely changed, and I needed to get a new prescription. And since then, I've been saying like, you know, like the dark light in a restaurant and a menu with the tiny, tiny words. And I would catch myself saying things like, I can't see this. I can't see that, you know, or my mom would hold something up for me and I'd be like, I can't see that, trying to read the ingredients on the back of a food label or something. And I would hear myself and I would witness myself saying, I can't see that. I was unconscious. This had just become a new norm for me of being not able to see without my glasses. And then I caught myself and I said, well, wait a minute. I'm becoming this self-fulfilling prophecy. I am making a contract with my word and with the universe and saying, I can't see and I can't see that. I can't read print that small. So this is just an example. But I'll tell you, as soon as I started to recognize that, I nipped it in the bud. And instead of saying those words, right, I would still think them. I'd be like, oh, there it is. There's that thought. But I would catch myself before I would actually speak them. And so send them out with even greater velocity into the grids, into the world matrix, for them to come back and be, created as the truth. And so whatever you say is what is your truth. And so let us be mindful what it is we are co-creating. What I've started to do is I've started to say, I see clearly. I see clearly. I'm starting to change that subconscious, that belief of like, well, you get a certain age, your eyes change, and you stop seeing. And as I've been informing myself, all of those parts of myself, the multidimensionality of myself, that in fact, I see clearly, what's happening is I'm beginning to see more. I'm beginning to see more than I was, than when my affirmation was, I can't see. I can't read that. I can't see that. And little by little, I'm noticing little things of detail that I was not seeing before. And little by little, I claim and I affirm that just by switching that affirmation, that my eyesight will become better and better and better. And so it is. And that's what we get to do. We get to affirm. We get to choose our realities. We live in a quantum universe. Every possible version of you exists. So which one are you calling in? Which one are you affirming right now? And with every day, with every word, with every thought, and with every action. Right? And what we learn is at first, I think, in this new age or spiritual principle of creating your reality, it's almost like, oh, wow, that's a lot of responsibility. It's all my fault. Or really, I've contributed to this situation. And it's okay. It is a responsibility. But once you realize that as you start to align your thoughts, your words, and actions and prophesy the Most High over your life, the things that make you feel good, that get you excited, that turn you on, that activate your path and propel you, that give that wind under your wings to direct you into that most divine high alignment with your true authentic self. Well, what happens is you get carried and doors begin to open for you. Years ago, okay, so think about this. In your journals, if you journal or if you have a diary of some sort, or even in past conversations you've had with loved ones or dear friends, what have you spoken over your life? What have you written in your journal that then came to pass? It came to being. I remember before I started teaching yoga, years ago when I lived in New York, I would write in my journal, I want to be a yoga teacher. I can totally see myself as a yoga teacher. I would love to be a yoga teacher. I would love to teach all sorts of people yoga, and I just remember writing this and not even thinking like I'm affirming this. It was just doodle writing in my journal, acknowledging this part of myself, this part of my heart and my path that was calling me into this realm. And little by little, I started having opportunities. And I was not a certified teacher. I actually had opportunities to teach professionally in situations and environments where you should have had to have presented a certificate. But no, the universe was matching me. It was for the highest good that I hold that space, that I learn how to embody that and share that energy with others, that I was starting to get opportunities to be a yoga teacher, to be paid for it. And I wasn't even a certified yoga teacher at that point. Well, don't you know it? And it's in my book, The Reiki Apprentice, that later I was invited to do a yoga teacher training for free. For free. With an amazing teacher and an amazing group. And that has carried me through all the years. That was in 2002 that manifested. So the point here is that all good that you can imagine in your heart belongs to you. And we talk about this in my book, also, The Law of Vibration, that the vibration, the vibratory primal force of those things that you know are true to you in your heart, as you align your word and you prophesy and you speak that truth into your life and into your mind, into your cells, into your DNA, and you start rerouting those subconscious belief patterns that might have been like limiting or negatron about it, you start to bridge yourself and connect with that which belongs to you. If you can see it in your heart, And you can see it in your third eye vision. And it excites you, and you know it's true to you, that it already belongs to you. And then we get to go through the process of embodying that, of initiating ourselves into, ooh, what would it be like to actually really have that in our lives? Whatever it is, in your successes of your career, a deep healing. And speaking of healing, self-fulfilling prophecy, let us be ever mindful. So just like the eyesight little story I told you earlier, let us be ever mindful of what we speak over our bodies, of what we pray over our bodies. Let us be conscious. I've worked in healthcare for many years, and that was another realm that the path took me on. For 15 years, I shared wheelchair yoga with elders and individuals in nursing homes, in hospices, in their hospital beds. I was paid. I got called in to do this work. That was another branch of my yoga work. And I also got to share Reiki with these individuals too. But it's just so beautiful the way that our paths open to us as we open to them, as we honor them. And I think there was a point I was going to, but I'll have to come back to it because I've forgotten. So what have you brought to life with your word? What things in the past have you affirmed? Like you always wanted to be a yoga teacher and now you're a yoga teacher. What is it that you have brought to life? And I'm just going to take a little look here. I'm sure the glasses and this whole little look will be very, very interesting. Blessings, April. Blessings, Lady and April, says Will. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. Okay, so again, looking around ourselves, everything we see we've created. And you know, it's very, very interesting. I remember the first time I was really like touched by this whole term, self-fulfilling prophecy. I was at a yoga workshop. Okay, so move forward. I get my certification. I start teaching professionally, like for real, all around New York. And of course, always a student, still a student, and very confident, you know, in what I could do. But there were things, as with all of us in any practice, I'm sure, that are challenging, that I was very, very challenged by. And I remember every time in any class, the teacher would say, okay, time for headstand. I would leave. I would excuse myself. I would go to the loo. I would make any excuse to not go and do a headstand. And I didn't understand why, but I remember one day it finally came to a head. Get it? A head. And I bawled my eyes out. One day I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I was with a teacher that I loved and I respected, and I felt really safe in her class. And I went to go start to do, you know, the form to get into that headstand. And as soon as the pressure came onto the crown of my head, I started bawling my eyes, and I ran out of the room and I started crying and crying. And one of the girls, a co-student, came out and she was talking to me and she said, oh, what's going on? And I told her, and she goes, crown chakra, fear of enlightenment. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, so cut to, I go to do, so now I have my mojo and I'm thinking, okay, fear of enlightenment, what's going on in this crown area? And I sign up to do an inversion workshop where the whole workshop was all about learning to do headstand, handstand, all the stuff, forearm stand. And I remember the teacher coming around. They had told us what to do, and we're with our mats getting set up. And I, of course, was by the wall. I was not ready to be away from the wall and do this. And I go to the wall and I'm setting up, and he comes over and he's like, how are you doing? Do you feel like you have the setup correct? And I said, you know, I just feel like I'm going to just fall over and break my neck. And these days I'm very mindful. I would never, ever, ever speak something like that over my path, nor my body. And I remember he stopped and he put his hand on my shoulder and he looked me directly in the eye. And he says, don't be a self-fulfilling prophecy. He's like, change that right now. And I was like, zzz, and it was almost like a little transmission when he put his hand on my shoulder. Zzz, it's like he did some little Jedi thing on me. And he allowed me to see things differently. He allowed me to see with this vision, not with the fear in the subconscious vision, but with this higher vision to see myself, right? Just to love myself, to allow myself, to give myself a chance to have the experience of what it would be. And I remember I had some certain successes, and I was still fumbling and falling and wobbly and afraid, but it was that thing where you feel your fear and you do it anyway. I felt that he had reinitiated into me this awareness of like, oh, yes, of course, this conscious word. What am I saying? What am I doing? Let me be a master here. Let me be ever masterful with what it is, with the foundation of what it is I'm setting up for myself. And interestingly, later, as I began to get better and better at the headstand, and then I started teaching the headstand in my classes, and it was like, okay, this is like a thing now. And I would always tell everyone the story. But as I healed that process, what I realized and what came up and I remembered is when I was 10 years old, I dove into the shallow end of a pool. I had a babysitter who had a pool. She had kids and we were all out there swimming and stuff. And I remember I really didn't know how to dive. I could swim, but I liked to try to dive. And for some reason, I thought it was quite clear that I should dive into the 2.5 foot side, depth side of the pool, when in fact I was already quite tall at that point. I was at least 5'7" or something at that point. And don't you know, I dive into the pool, clunk, I hit the crown of my head on the base of the pool, and all I remember is blacking out. Thank God the babysitter was a nurse. All I remember is coming to later, and they were all around me and like, oh my God, is she okay? Are you okay? What happened? And they said I was out for several minutes, and they were almost borderline going to call the ambulance. So, and I still have not gone in there and found and gone hypnotized or gone into that memory. But what I realized is that my fear was based on that smack, that pain. And I still have, if I did a Sinead O'Connor and I shaved my head, I have a bump still on the crown, the very top front here part of my head from that incident. And so there was trauma there that I was even unconscious of. And by putting that pressure on my head, by learning how to turn upside down and trust that, all of those memories were coming back. And eventually they came back and they healed. And ironic, then years and years and years later, I was rear-ended and had all sorts of stuff. And I have not been granted. My body still says, even though it's been about 3 or 4 years now, my body says, no headstand. And there's even, if you go onto my YouTube, there's on one of the playlists, there's a few different types of headstands that when I used to do headstand that are demonstrated there. And it's so interesting because, of course, as I got over my fear and I started prophesying the Most High, I was able to do it with ease and with joy and demonstrate it in the class and feel like, okay, cool, I'm getting this. I got this. I can share this. I get this enough to the point where I can share it. Although I will say that my teacher was very cool when I got my certification because he said I was afraid of the headstand and I didn't even hardly go near it in the training, and he was very honorable about that. I wasn't ready to do it yet, but he said, listen, as long as you know how to set your students up correctly and tell them how to align themselves correctly and keep an eye on them, you can still teach. Even if you haven't amassed it in your own practice yet, you can still teach it. So I really was grateful for that grace that he extended in that way. So all of that aside, I did want to read to you. We're going to go to a little screen sharing here. I want to share with you this amazing piece that I found. So let's go ahead and make sure that this is coming through. Okay. And I want to make sure that you can see this. Yes. Okay, good. So self-fulfilling prophecy, I looked this up on Wikipedia last night, is a prediction that directly or indirectly causes itself to become true by the very terms of the prophecy itself. By the very terms. Now the terms, we think about a contract. We think about something that you're signing, the terms of an agreement. Remembering every time we speak a word, right? We know that the thoughts are powerful too. And in fact, when we speak a word and when we have a witness, we have an audience to hear our words be spoken out, then it activates a greater strata of people witnessing, seeing, and reflecting back to you what that prophecy, what that prediction is. So the very terms of prophecy itself, right, can come true due, excuse me, to positive feedback. Positive feedback. Now, isn't that interesting? Positive feedback, which means that you're actively feeding in and out. You're feeding this thought. You're feeding these words. Due to positive feedback between belief and behavior. Belief is your thoughts. And because remember, thoughts become things, but also belief is still 3D. Belief is binary. There can still be the fear or the love. When we know, then it's all love and only love, right? Between belief and behavior, behavior, of course, symbolizes our actions. Although examples of such prophecies can be found in literature as far back as ancient Greece and ancient India, it is 20th century sociologist Robert K. Merton who is credited with coining the expression self-fulfilling prophecy and formalizing its structure and consequences. Consequences. There are consequences for everything we do, right? Karma. There is consequences, whether we deem it as good or bad, right? And remember, as we learn to live in greater and greater coherence with the truth in our hearts, the consequences, the karmas begin to be that of a higher order, of a finer frequency, that are not held in the binary system of love versus fear, but that are greater and aligned with love and only love. In his 1948 article, Self-Fulfilling Prophecy, Merton defines it in the following terms. The self-fulfilling prophecy is, in the beginning, and remember in the Bible, in the beginning was the word. Interesting, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy is, in the beginning, a false definition of the situation, evoking a new behavior, which makes the original false conception come true. So if I kept affirming, I'm going to do this headstand and I'm going to break my neck, I'm putting that belief into myself. And so my setup of the headstand, my breathing, all the things that I need to have, and fully just being fully present and in my body will be shifted. I will not be giving myself that full point of power and authority in the moment to trust, to trust the path of love and of safety. And so I will subconsciously default myself, and I will start to evoke a behavior which will make this false conception come true, right? The tipping point shifts. The specious validity of the self-fulfilling prophecy perpetuates a reign of error. And I think this is interesting because this kind of reminds me of A Course in Miracles writing. It's a prophecy that perpetuates a reign of error. And error, they call in A Course in Miracles sin. And all sin is it's an archery term, which means you have missed your mark. You have missed the target of love and only love. Error is where we are looking through the lenses of fear. For the prophet, that's you, that's me, will cite the actual course of events as proof that he was right from the very beginning. So if I kept with that affirmation and then eventually fell over and hurt myself from that affirmation, I'd be like, you see, I told you I was going to hurt myself. You see, this is dangerous. I can't do this, right? Equally, if I keep affirming that my eyesight, that I can't see, I'll say, you see, I can't see. So we talk ourselves into these things. Let's keep going. In other words, a positive or negative prophecy, strongly held belief or delusion, I love how they say delusion, declared as truth when it is actually false, may sufficiently influence people so that their reactions ultimately fulfill the once false prophecy. You can talk yourself into anything you want. You can talk others into it. I remember I had a friend, it's on, I don't think I've even put it out, but it's on one of my old Million Mind Theory tapes. And I had a friend who had a constant bad back, and she used to tell everyone about her back. And as she learned about the Million Mind Theory, which I have a video, I'll have to come back and put a link here later, she realized that she was speaking to all of her people in her family and all of her friends and all of her core group. And so every time we saw her, it's like, oh, how's your back? It's like that was the thing. When we thought of her, we associated her bad back. And as soon as she got it and she realized, I am doing a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am not only speaking this prophecy over my body, over my health, but I'm talking all these people into this belief about me so that they're reflecting this energy, all these grids, sticking them back onto me. And so this is what they think of me. And they're holding me in this realm. And that becomes the reality. So she had to go in and really tell everyone, like, listen, I'm working to heal my back now. And I would really appreciate it that when you think of me, you do not think of my bad back. Think of me with a healthy spine. And so that's a very, very powerful way. She realized that she was declaring falsity, right? Delusion. And even if her back was hurting, she realized it wasn't helping her to keep affirming her bad back and to have others affirm that bad back for her. So we can influence people, we can influence ourselves so that their reactions fulfill the once false prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecy are effects in behavioral confirmation effect, in which behavior influenced by expectations expectations. Do you expect to be ripped off by the accountant? Do you expect, oh, the God phone. Do you expect the good or do you expect the bad? Causes those expectations to come true. It is complementary to the self-defeating prophecy. Self-defeating prophecy. Incredible. It's the God phone. Hello? Oh, hello, God. Yes. God's all like, in the beginning was the word. You're hilarious, God. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Okay. We did. I spoke about it a little bit about the vision. Do you want me to read? Oh, we're going to read a little bit from A Course in Miracles about that. I love that. Okay. Yes, I'm well. Oh, God's wishing me the best. It's my birthday this weekend, and I'm planning to kayak with the humpback whales. And God is saying, good luck with that. Thank you, God. Bless you. Namaste. God says hi, everyone. Okay, so much love. Namaste. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so we're going to read from A Course in Miracles a little bit here shortly. But isn't it interesting that last line of the of that Wikipedia? Let me just read it here one more time. It is complementary. A self-fulfilling prophecy is complementary to the self-defeating prophecy. The self-defeating prophecy. It is error. Isn't that just so amazing? So we are either speaking error or we are speaking coherent light, beauty, grace, perfection over our lives. And remember, we are either feeding the tar body, right, with those dark thoughts, actions, deeds. We are either prophesying the worst or prophesying the best, the light body. All of our thoughts and words and actions and deeds gives rise to that experience of whatever it is in our lives. And let's just take a little review. We know this is you. This is the profile of a person. And we know that with every thought we have, with every word we have, there is an energetic component that we call the grid. Generated rhythms of interconnected dimensional systems is what grid stands for. We activate and we send out an invisible thread of energy from our being. Every time we prophesy, every time we think, every time we speak, we send it out from us. Here's the little stick figure. And you can see these thoughts going up and connecting with a greater strata of grid, a greater strata of consciousness, of collective consciousness. And from that, those thoughts go out and they connect with the matrix, with the collective consciousness of the greater whole. And this is the greater grid. So we have our individual grids, those threads of energy, of thought, of word, of action, of deed that extend out from us energetically. And then they connect. Like attracts like. They connect with all like thoughts, energies, and actions through the labyrinth of the matrix of this 3D collective consciousness realm. And so what we're doing is we are affirming, we are prophesying the Most High over our lives so that we can connect with those parts of ourselves that are love and receive that love, that healing nourishment, that light, that love is, and bring that into our path and allow that path then to be nourished and fortified in that light, and ultimately move into a space of 4D consciousness where there is love and only love, where we see only love, where we speak love and only love. It's so very powerful. So let's go ahead and take a look at what God was offering as a little reading today. And lesson 56. So this is in the review. This is in the review part of our books, and it's under lesson 56. Paragraph 2. Above all else, I want to see. Again, from A Course in Miracles. Recognizing that what I see reflects what I think I am. What you see reflects what you think you are. I realize that vision is my greatest need. The world I see attests to the fearful nature of the self-image I have made. The world I see attests to the fearful nature of the self-image I have made. If I would remember who I am, and that is whole, that is sovereign, that is one with the mind of God, it is essential that I let this image of myself go. As it is replaced by truth, vision will surely be given me. And with this vision, I will look upon the world and on myself with charity and with love. Vision. Vision. Recognizing that what I see reflects what I think I am. I realize that vision is my greatest need. So, in a sense, knowing what this teaching is sharing with us today is that your ability to see, your ability to speak, to think, to see the Most High, to have and to hold those expectations, even when things in the 3D are looking otherwise. It's looking like you're not going to get that ticket to the concert. It's looking like you're not going to get that job. It's looking like the car's going to explode before you get to the end of your journey. It's looking like you're not going to be able to pay those bills. It's looking like things are going in a certain way in a relationship. Our own vision, our own ability to see, to think, to speak the Most High in these situations is what gives those situations light. We are adding light. We are adding love, the frequency of love, right? And the quantum organizer that love and light is the very power that helps to activate the shift and the change through those grids, through us first and foremost, and then out through the universe to the matrix, where love and fear are held. And so we branch and we connect with greater love, and that love is piped into us, which again gives us that momentum, that wind under our wings to co-create, right, in the Most High love and light for ourselves. We are here to enjoy ourselves, no matter, again, what the media tells us, no matter how weird or messed up this world might seem to be. Beyond that illusion of what the world appears to be, there resides love. And I know that. I used to believe it, and now I know it. And it is my knowing in that that allows me to relax and not have to start to try to change things, people, places, things, even myself, right? I had for many, many years issues with my weight. I was a very, very large and obese child. And from past experiences as a child, I had numerous weight issues growing up. And I remember, what is the whole point that I'm telling you this? Well, I just had an affirmation that it was that I would never have a body that I would want it. And, oh, this is what it was. Is I remember when I started getting into working out like years ago, and like thinking like that I could start to actually lose these patterns of weight gain and release the muscle memory, the cellular memory of fear that I felt kept that padding on me. And I started to work on it. And believe me, it's been years. It's been a process, a learning curve, all of it. But I remember I used to go to the gym because I hated my body. I hate my body. And I would be at the gym just there to change it, until like I'd look at it and I'd be like, oh God, ugh, and I would be on the elliptical or the cardio or whatever and doing things because I hated my body. And again, as I became conscious from unconscious, I started to realize how much better I felt about myself, how much easier, fun, and flowing the experience of actually being in my body, to exercise, to dance, to hike, to whatever it was, when I was focusing on the jiggly bits or the parts that didn't feel strong or the flabby bits or whatever all that stuff is, or the rolls on my belly. As I took my awareness away from that and I just started exercising as a means of loving my body, walking and hiking as a means of expressing gratitude for my legs, for my feet, for my arms, for my healthy heart, everything started changing. And the weight started coming off and staying off in a different way. Because while I was doing that, I was working with those old patterns and realizing that for so many years I had prophesized that it was actually safer to hold all that weight than to know who I was without it. So that's a whole other thing. Perhaps we'll get into that another time. But to end our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gathering this morning, I just want you to be aware, to bring awareness to the self-fulfilling prophecy. So according to this Wikipedia thing that we read, it is something that sort of deems gloom and doom, right? But we also know that prophecy can be prophesying, agreeing, stating the Most High. affirming and expecting the Most High. We can do that. We do it already. Again, think about those parts of your life that you've created, that you love, that you feel like, I got this going on, right? You've done that, and you can keep doing it in beautiful and more amazing ways over your life that truly bring you joy and that serve your happiness. Your happiness, yeah. This life is a beautiful, beautiful place. And as we learn to relinquish and release those parts of the past that keep us held in the past, in the illusion of the past, we can be free into the now, into the NOWOSPHERE, into the NOWOSPHERE. We are going to do a meditation with the drum, and there will be a part of it. So I'm going to let you in on where we're going with this, so you have a little idea. We're going to go in, connect with our higher selves, taking our breaths and whatnot, and then we're going to find ourselves standing on a stage, and we're going to invite in all of the loved ones, the people, the friends, the family, or the people involved in various situations of which I will guide us through. And we are going to prophesy. You are going to have the opportunity to prophesy the Most High matrix that you can create from your word through your third eye in the meditation over yourself and out to everyone there. So there will be a point in the meditation where I will ask you or invite you, whether you have Reiki or not. If you have Reiki, you're going to let that energy flow. Even if you don't, we all have the ability to radiate and to extend light and love through our physical beings. I'm going to have you take the hands and rub them together. If you want to draw a Reiki symbol in the palms, and while you're visualizing yourself on that stage, you will be sitting in your meditation, but your hands will be up and out, and you will be proclaiming, you will be prophesying the Most High to all of these witnesses standing around you at this stage, okay, and holding your hands up and out, okay? All right, so just so you know where we're going with that. Again, thank you so much for being here. Take a moment to find your comfortable seat. I'm going to have a sip of water. And we are going to get into it. Blessings to the drum. Find your nice, comfortable seat. Take a breath in and out. Finding your center, just being present. Taking a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the mouth. Full inhale through the nose, full exhale through the mouth. We'll call in our angels, our guides, loved ones who've passed from this life, who hold only the highest for us in our path here. We call you in. We call you in. Our animal totems, we call you in. All those beings of light who love us unconditionally, we call you in. We feel you here now with us, and we thank you. We thank you. Now bringing awareness to your body, shrinking yourself down. So there is a version of you that is life-size, sitting, perhaps reclining. And another version of you that is shrinking down, down, down into the center of your heart. Shrinking yourself down, 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 down. And finding yourself in the center of your heart, in the center of golden light in your heart. From this space, you look ahead and you see an elevator door. You walk towards the elevator and it opens. You step in. Feel all your angels, your totems coming with you. The doors close and there's only one button. It's a red button. You press the red button. You see yourself pressing the red button and you go down, 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 down. You feel your tummy, woo, as you go down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. And then the elevator stops. The door opens. You step outside. You see yourself in a beautiful, beautiful territory. Where are you in the world? Where are you? Is it inside of a building? Outdoors, in nature? Look around yourself and notice where you see yourself now. Take it in. And as you step further forward out into this vision, you turn and look to the left, and you see a large stage. Notice what this stage looks like. Does it have a rickety floor, a beautiful velvet red hanging curtains, or is it just an old crickety stage with steps on the side? Whatever way it is, feel yourself beginning to walk towards that stage. And as you walk towards the stage, indeed, you do see that there is a set of steps leading up to the stage. You hold the rail and you walk up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and your 10th step, you find yourself on the stage. Walk out onto that stage. Notice how it feels. Do you have shoes on? Are you barefoot? Look at your feet in this vision and see what it is you have or don't have on your feet. As you walk into the center stage, you feel an excitement begin to activate through your cells, through your DNA. You look around this beautiful, spacious stage, and beyond the stage, as you stand at the center, you see out into this beautiful vision of the land, the territory where you find yourself. Again, it might be inside of a large building. It might be outdoors, under the sun. You've taken center stage. You take a moment. And you imagine, if you are outdoors, connecting with the sun. If you are indoors, imagine a large spotlight turns on, shining a beautiful golden white light to surround you, to shine upon you. And again, whether it is the sun, whether it is that spotlight, we're going to take 3 breaths and we are going to connect with that light, breathing in from that source, filling every cell in your body with that light, and breathing out, giving that breath back to source. And your next inhale, calling on your higher self, connecting with your higher self, your light body, being. Breathing it in, feeling it activate, and exhaling, breathing out that awareness that you are indeed activating and aligning yourself with your higher self. And the 3rd breath, inhaling, breathing that light in, feeling it fortify, nourish, and fully activate your light body, fully activating your clear connection with your higher self. And exhaling that connection like a loop of energy from source to you and back to source. At the bottom of that exhale, you begin to blink your eyes open. And as you look beyond and to the floor, out in front of the stage, you begin to see people that you know, family members, friends, roommates, people regarding your work, your finances, all sorts of people, perhaps from your past, starting to file in and either standing or sitting. Imagine your audience now is collecting and you are standing center stage with the light shining upon you. They are here to be your witnesses, this collective, this group that you see around you. Look at their faces. Look into their eyes. Acknowledge them. Know that it is their higher selves that have shown up. It is their higher selves that have shown up to see you, to witness you, to hear the word, the prophesy, the predictions that you will create here and now. You acknowledge them, you take a look around, and then you You take your hands and you begin to rub them together. Taking a breath in, you rub your hands together. And then you hold them up and out with your palms facing forward towards the audience. Out to either side, you stand with those arms, palms facing forward. Feel yourself finding your power stance. How is it comfortable for you to stand here? What stance does your body take on for you to align as your perfect, powerful, light body self, as your perfect, powerful, loving, giving, compassionate, wise self, authentic self? As you stand, palms facing forward, connected with your audience, you are going to speak in this vision through your third eye and through the mouth of your physical being. In this vision, and if it is appropriate, in the environment where you are, you will speak it out loud from your physical body that is sitting or reclining now for this meditation. Now, take a moment to consider your current circumstances in life. Breathing in and breathing out. Where are there aspects that you are ready to shift your thinking, ready to shift your speaking in a way that truly serves and aligns you with your higher self, with your authentic self? Take a moment, let those awarenesses begin to bring themselves to center, bring themselves bubbling up. And we'll take a moment with the body, with the physical body. What do you proclaim? What do you prophesy over your physical body? Let the words come through you easily as expressions of truth and honesty, and perhaps things that you would be afraid or feel shy to say in the purely 3D. Feel yourself strengthened with the ability to speak in your power. These visions, these predictions over your life, over your body. Do this now in your meditation. See yourself speaking it. Speak it out loud if you can. And within yourself, through your third eye vision in this 4D realm, speak it so to your audience, holding your hands up, palms facing forward. What do you speak? What do you predict? What do you prophesy over your physical body? Your physical body, your health, your well-being. Do that now. See your audience listening. Feel your body listening. Allowing no limitations through yourself, no projected limitations from your audience, no judgments. They're all there to support and to love you, to receive your divine messages of prophecy. Speak your truth. Speak it firm. Keep going. Keep going. Speaking love, predictions of the Most High for the physical body, for your health, your healing. Affirm it. Speak it. Let the words be ever powerful. And then take a breath in and take a breath out. Continuing to hold your hands up. Your audience is present, ever present with you. Now bring your awareness to your current circumstances regarding your career path. Whatever it is you want to be when you grow up. What is it that you see for yourself in the truth of your heart that you know you are? That you know you are, but you have yet to fully embody that in the 3D. Begin to bridge the gaps through your 4D self by speaking the truth. Prophesy now over your path, over your career, over those ambitions, those passions that are truly yours in your heart. The truth that you know is you, the truth that you know is you. Begin to speak it. What does it sound like? What words do you use? Begin to speak your truth to your audience, to yourself, and listen. What do you prophesy through your word over your career path? Speak it. Speak it aloud into the space if you can. Speak it. Speak it. Notice how you feel as you speak these words of truth out to your audience and to the audience of your cells, to the audience of the atoms that make you up. Feel the excitation, the recalibration, the alignment, the shifts, the changes in your cellular memory, in your DNA, the new tracks in your subconscious you are planting. Speak it so, your truth. Prophesy your truth over your path, your career, your work now. Keep going. Keep finding new ways. Use your imagination. Keep speaking. All the fractals. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Tell your audience. Tell yourself. Keep going. If you've run out of ways to say it, keep saying that one sentence like a mantra. Affirm. Affirm. What are all the ways you can see, you can speak your truth? Good. See your audience receiving your messages, all of their higher selves receiving your messages with no resistance, just allowing all those people that are connected to your career. See them there in the audience, see them hearing you, listening to you, perhaps even faces that you don't recognize yet. See them soaking in your messages, your word, your prophecy. Notice how it feels inside you. And notice how that new expression, that prophecy, notice how that feels, overlaying the matrix that you have just spoken of perfection over your physical body. You are creating matrices and labyrinths. See how the body matrix sits and lies above, below, and connects with this prophesied career of work. Feel them connect and start to move together, and notice how that feels in your body. Feel that cellular memory begin to shift and change away from old, limiting, negative notions of what is possible, what is impossible, and begin to activate in alignment with your word, with your prophecy. And now, bring your awareness to your current financial situation. Your current financial situation. Taking a breath in, taking a breath out. And begin to proclaim, begin to prophesy. The Most High, in all the beautiful ways that you can create and co-create the perfect life and lifestyle for you that embodies prosperity. What does that look like to you? How do you speak prosperity into your life? Listen and notice the affirmations, the prophecy you speak over yourself and over your body. What does prosperity look like to you? In your life, in your career, in your body? Speak it. Speak it now. Holding your hands up, palms face forward. Speak it ever powerfully. Keep going. Keep thinking of more and more ways to speak the beautiful truth of prosperity over your life, over your situations. Every little area. Speak it so. Speak it so. Keep going. See the audience absorbing, taking in your messages. Maybe even see or feel them getting excited for you as this labyrinth of prosperity, of financial prosperity, of you feeling and being taken care of by the universe, of you having your own back by speaking the truth, by speaking support over your life, over your finances, over your situations. Feel how that feels, the excitement in the audience as these grids begin to melt and merge with the matrix that you're creating over your career, over your physical body and health. Feel them all connect, spark, and ignite this new prophecy, this new prophecy for your life. Feel as these matrices begin to merge together, a certain excitement begin to stir in your own body as you become acclimated to these new levels of word, these new levels of mind, of emotion. Now take a breath in and take a breath out. Bring awareness now to one relationship. And this relationship could be with yourself, but perhaps there is one significant person. It could be a friend, a stranger, family, a lover, an ex, whatever it is. How can you affirm? How can you prophesy the Most High healing, the Most High clarity, peace in this situation now? Holding your hands up, palms face forward, your audience is waiting. You are waiting. Allow your higher self to speak from your heart, to speak your truth, and begin to speak it so. The healing over this relationship, the blessing. Speak it. Speak it. Speak it. Keep going. Keep speaking the healing. Keep speaking in ways that raises the vibration, that honors your higher self and the other person's higher self. You are speaking to their higher self. Notice if you see them in the audience. See them calm, open, clearly receiving your messages, clearly receiving your heartfelt messages, and keep going. What are all the ways you can speak this truth into your prophecy now? Keep going. Use your imagination, use your tongue as medicine, verbal medicine, to create the healing, to create pathways where peace may reside, where balance may reside, where healing is. See your audience receiving, accepting, acknowledging, honoring all the words you are saying, all the prophecy you are giving and gifting yourself. And again, feel that matrix, that beautiful grid, that tapestry you are creating through your word, through your intention, through your affirmation, through your concentration now. And with this beautiful gang of witnesses, this beautiful group, higher selves, feel this matrix melt and merge with your perfect wealth, your perfect prosperity matrix, with your perfect career, work path matrices, with your perfect health and healing in your body matrices. Feel it all connecting like synapses in your brain connecting through gridways of this universe, through the multiverses, through all dimensions, through all time and space, through this quantum tapestry where we reside. You have now placed your word and affirmed it through all time and space, through all dimensions that you will ever find, that you will ever know of yourself. These seeds are now planted. And now we place love. We place love as the fertilizer. We extend love from the hands, from the heart, from the third eye. We just simply imagine placing love here within ourselves. Love coagulating, sealing the blessings of this work you have done here this morning, and extending love out to the audience, seeing them receiving it, and knowing that your offering on this big stage is coming to an end. You imagine yourself placing your hands together in a prayer at your heart and bowing to your audience. And as you bow to your audience, they stand and they start clapping and woo and stomping their feet. So excited for you. So excited for you. And you say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And little by little, your audience begins to dissolve. They leave. The chairs or the standing room where they were begins to leave. You look around yourself, you energetically see all your totems, your angels, your guides, and you say, thank you, thank you. You look at the stage, thank you, thank you. You look at that spotlight or gently gaze towards the sun, to the source of light, and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. One more look around your surroundings beyond, whether it's indoors in a building or outdoors, taking it in, and then walking your way back to the steps that lead you down and away from the stage. You find the railing and you walk down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you are once again on the ground. And as soon as your feet touch the ground, you look behind you and the stage has disappeared. Everything has disappeared, leaving you back in this land, in this territory which you came. You see the elevator door. You walk towards it. It opens. It opens. You walk in. All your totems, your angels follow in. The door closes. There is only one button, and it is green. You see your hand. You press the green button, and you instantly begin to go up, 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 up. And the elevator gently stops. The doors open. And you walk out and you find yourself in this golden center of your heart once again. Once again, surrounded by golden light. You turn and you thank all of your angels, your guides, your totems, all those divine light beings who love you, who love us unconditionally. Thank you so much. And you turn back to yourself. And in 3 breaths, you bring yourself back into this physical body where you sit, where you lay. Deep inhale. Feel your energy growing, this tiny version of yourself growing larger, exhaling, growing larger and larger. Breathing in, feeling yourself growing larger still, growing larger and larger, filling up the space of your body. Notice how your cells, your muscles, your bones feel different. And one more. This is our final breath. Breathing in, feeling yourself coming to the full capacity of your physical body. And as you exhale, feel an extension of your body's energy, your higher self, your light body expand out beyond your body, creating a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful orb of light. And here you are, surrounded by white light, in the home, in the space where you find yourself now. Take a moment to wiggle your toes, your fingers, and begin to blink your eyes open. Woo, I gotta fix my crown. Okay, that was amazing. That was juicy, powerful. I can't wait to come back later. You know, when we do our meditations, I will often come back and I will sit with them and do them myself later. Blessings. That was so powerful. I don't know about you, but just being present there, holding space, and in my own mind's eye, sort of watching everyone do this practice, that's amazing. So thank you, Divine Spirit, for gifting that idea this morning in my meditation to offer that. Wow. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Here we go. Feel your cells activated. I feel, even though I wasn't really doing my own affirmations and stuff in that meditation, I feel lighter and brighter. Drop me a little line in the comment box and let me know before we finish up here how you feel. If that meditation brought anything up for you, I would be so grateful. And in the meantime, I just, again, want to thank you. Okay, so self-fulfilling prophecy, right? We're going to wrap it up here shortly. But what I found myself saying, and not because I conjured it and because I was trying to manifest anything, it's just that I remember going onto the YouTube and noticing there was like 7 new subscribers, right? This was about a couple months ago. And I remember saying out loud, like a little kid, I was like, oh my God. Like every time I go onto YouTube, I feel like there's more and more subscribers than there is. And I heard myself saying that. And I thought, ooh. And then every time I opened up YouTube, I said the same thing. And it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every single time I go on, there's, whether there's 1, there's 3, there's 8 new subscribers. So thank you so much, everyone. And if there's any topics that we haven't covered yet in 4D Trinity that you think would be juicy and interesting, all of my information is below in the Show More box. My email is there. Contact me and drop me a line. I'm totally open to discussing anything that you feel of interest that would bridge us in our 4D consciousness that we can do some work in together. If you are not on my mailing list, go to my website, tuesdaymaythomas.com. Again, the link is down below in the description box or the Show More box. And sign up at my website. It's the first page you'll see. You will receive a free copy of my mini ebook, The Higher Self, Blueprint of Mastery. And you will also receive my monthly newsletter. The newsletter for this week, or this month rather, the love letter actually is what I call it, is going out today. So please be on standby. Sometimes it goes into your social or your promotions folder, so do have a look. If you are subscribed to my website, you will be receiving that shortly. All of my books are down below. Check them out on Amazon. I have a free book called the NOWOSPHERE. It's on iBooks and at Kindle. So please join, and I'm just so grateful. If you have read my books, leave me a review on Amazon or on Goodreads or iBooks. I'm so very grateful for all of your love and your light. And let's just take a look here. So Will gave us an offering. Yes, awesome. That's all we need to know. Yes, awesome. So, oh, wait, there's more. That meditation was powerful, and I feel very peaceful and released. Bikash. Hello, Bikash. Okay, if you're just joining us, welcome. We're actually finishing up, but you are more than welcome to come back. If you go to my 4D Trinity playlist, later, I will come back and put a link here. All of our videos of all of these live streams from our Thursday mornings are there. A lot of amazing and interesting topics. So thank you, everyone, for being here. I think April just dropped a line. Have a perfect day, all. Blessings. I love that. And I love this look with the glasses and this whole thing, right? It's pretty funky. I prophesy my perfect vision. I have clear vision. All right, everyone. I love you and I bless you and I thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your comments. And again, welcome to all of the new subscribers. Keep an eye out. This week's upcoming tarot forecast will be showing up on YouTube a little later today. I wish you a blessed week, and I will see you very soon. Namaste with so much love. Blessings.